creating a new world. Something every Minecraft player does hundreds of times, starting fresh, beating the game, building their bases, and then getting bored of it. And this cycle happens over and over and over. But I want to change that. I want a world that never ends, where I can finally build that city I've always wanted and fulfill my endless ideas. So here we are, a brand new world with nothing but the skin on my back, where I plan on surviving and thriving while building my empire in the city I've always dreamed about. And I want to take you with me on that journey. So let's get going. So I'm super excited to get started. It's been a really long time since I played hardcore Minecraft, probably 5 years at this point. So I'm a little scared, but I think we can definitely make the best out of it. Also, what's pretty cool is it looks like we spawned in a cherry blossom biome, which actually gives me a lot of ideas of what I want to build in our world. And one of those things I really want to do in our world is build a massive Japanese city, but based in older times to give everything a little more character and story. I think if we can do that properly, it will look super cool, and there'll be so much story and lore behind every building. I think what I'm going to go do now is look around for a good spot to lay our foundation down so we can get started on our house. So after running around for a little bit, I honestly think I found a really good spot to start building. Okay, so this spot is exactly what I was looking for. It has snowy mountains and cherry trees, so this is going to be absolutely perfect for the city. When that city comes. Okay, so to get ourselves started here, we're going to use some of the wood we gathered earlier just to make some of the essential tools. And yes, a wooden hoe is an essential tool. Get started here by laying down some seeds, and I want to plant them in a way where it keeps the shape of the terrain, because I really want to turn this spot into a Japanese cottage for the starter base, and I want to have a large wheat field surrounding it. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more seeds, and after getting our first near-death experience out of the way, I wanted to get some stone tools so I can gather up some resources for our starter build. Okay, so after collecting all of our resources, I'm going to take this block palette, go into a creative testing world, and try my best to create something that I like. This is completely out of my comfort zone, so I'm a little worried, but I'm going to try my best and try to have fun with it. Okay, so I built something that I think I'm pretty happy with. It took me an embarrassing amount of time, I will admit that, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it's a good size for what I want and the limited resources that I have, just because I am taking a slower approach. But I think it actually turned out really well. So I really wanted to go with the beehives because it looks like empty boxes, and I wanted to kind of look like I just moved in, just to give it a little bit more character, since it is our starter build. And I want the downstairs to be separated and different from the upstairs, so I think that just adds so much more. So the upstairs is going to be like where I live, so it looks like I just moved in because it's the first episode, with chests to put my stuff kind of staggered around, just like it is when you move into a new house or apartment. All your stuff is kind of just scattered around, so it just gives it a little more story. And then downstairs, I want to make kind of like a shop area, so I'm going to have like my redstone in here, and in here I'm just going to have like my bits and bobs, just to keep everything separate, but also kind of unique. Okay, so we're about to get started here. I want to do this in the form of a time lapse. I think that'd be really fun, and I think it'd be cool for you to see my building process and me running around like a madman. Okay, so we're about halfway done here. There's a few things that I changed when building it, but for the most part, I've kept everything the same. It's going a lot slower because I can't fly around, but I think it's turning out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with what I have so far. I've only run out of resources once, so I count that as a win. But let's go ahead and get this finished. So now that we have the outside of the build done, I'm really happy with what we have. I really like how all the blocks are so different, but they really do just go together. I think I spent more than enough time designing this, so hopefully you guys like it as well. But now I want to design the inside. I saved that for last because I don't want to make that a time lapse. I want to actually take you through it, and I have some really cool ideas of what I want on the inside. But to start, I placed down some boxes and barrels and a few chests. Even though these beehives, you can't access them, I think they look great, and I think they really represent what a box actually looks like. However, in these barrels, we're going to have items to fit the part for the store. So I wanted to have a little redstone store in here, so I think putting redstone in the barrels will make it look like that's what I'm selling. And I also want to use the shelves, maybe on the wall here, and display the items to kind of represent what I'm selling. And then I want to have just random storage items in these chests, just anything, it doesn't really matter. For this room, what I want to do is I want to clear out this floor, use the same floor pattern that we have in here, so kind of an andesite stony look. And then after we place the floor down in here, I want to utilize more boxes, more of the beehives. I want to place them more around, more random, to kind of really look like we just bought the store. And I think a good starting place would be by replacing the grass floor here with the stone and andesite. We're going to go ahead and put in the beehives for that cardboard look. So let's go ahead and get the floor in. Alright, so now that we have the floor done, I want to now put in the beehives because I want it to look like I just got here and I just moved in. So I'm thinking something like this. And now let me quickly make some furnaces real quick. Now with the furnaces, I want to go like this, 3 in a row here. And then I want to get our spruce fences just to add a little bit of detail. Maybe go like this, just to kind of give it something. I'm just kind of doing what feels right, going with what I want it to look like. I have an idea in my head, but we'll see if it actually gets there. All right, now I want to add a little bit more detail. I think I want to place a lantern here just to give some light into the room. And then I also want to go up with this 3 because we're going to add the ceiling. I'm going to go with the same design I went with the floor for the ceiling just to keep some congruity in here. And now I want to place my chests down because this is going to be more of the storage area, kind of like a employee work zone, if you will. So I want to go like that and then also like this, but then I want to make them too high. And then I want to get our spruce slabs that I need to make some more of. Gosh, how am I out of every material? Now that I have my slabs, I want to place them over the chests because even though that it's covering the chests, you can still access them, which is really important. And then I want to grab the barrels that we have left over and kind of just do something like that. I do like that a lot. I think I actually would like it more is if we get rid of this and then put a slab over the barrel. I think that'll make it look a lot better. Yeah, I like that a lot. So it kind of looks like a shelf, and that's what I was looking for. But now I want to add a little bit more detail to the walls. So I'm going to grab my spruce fences once more, and then I want to take these spruce fences and kind of put them up the wall a little bit, kind of to give a little bit of design. I think I actually want to come down 1 level here. Yeah, I think down 1 level looks a lot better because now I can place my lantern in here and it looks like it's kind of connecting, but I wish it was connecting. Please fix this. I think 1 more lamp there makes it look a lot better. Now what I want to do is add the roof so we can work on the 2nd level. I'm going to be cheeky and place the gravel above the fences. So now that we have the roof done, I think it looks so much better, and I really like how it turned out. I think it looks exactly like a little storage room if you were to just move into a small building. Now that we have this done, I want to start working on the 2nd floor now. So to get to the 2nd floor, you have to use these steps on the side of the building, and these take you right up here, right to the 2nd floor. So now this actually looks like a living space, so let's try our best to kind of help clean this up here. I think one last good use of our spruce slabs is just helping to blend this in a little bit, and overall just help tie the room together. At the bottom floor, I want to stagger some chests around just to give myself some storage because I still want to make it look like I just moved in, but I'll progressively get less and less moved in. Just gonna throw some barrels and beehives around as well, give it that cardboard look, make it look like there's boxes around upstairs as well. Okay, for this little archway right here, it's a little messy, so what I want to do is, if I can, add a little archway around using trapdoors and the spruce logs like I used on the outside walls. Okay, so for the archway, since we're transitioning right here into the other room, I think I'm actually going to take it down a little bit and make it 2 more wide this way. So something kind of like this, and then we're gonna go up to the ceiling, and then I think I want to go 1 block high here to create a nice little 2-block transition into the other room. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so now that we have the wall up, I like this a lot. I just want to make it look a little more blended in, if that makes sense, with the ceiling and then surroundings. So I think I'm going to use spruce to do that. So to do that, I think I'm going to use some spruce stairs and spruce trapdoors and try to make an archway that way. So after completing the archway, I think I'm going to make the executive decision to make it 3 wide instead of 2, because I just don't think it looks as good as a 2. And I think I'm going to bring it down a level as well. Okay, so I think I like that a lot more, so let's go ahead and get the interior design as well. Like we did downstairs and in this room as well, this room's going to have a lot more storage. So I want to put some barrels kind of like that maybe. And then I want to also put a slab on the top as well. I think that kind of finishes the job and makes it look a lot cleaner. How do I keep running out of resources? I just want more chests. Okay, so I think I got this room about done. I really like that it looks like we just got here. And as we go through the series, these rooms are going to change. So I want you to pay close attention. And I want you to comment down below if you actually notice any changes. Alright, so the last thing I want to do in the house is get the ceiling in this room done a little bit, because I don't want it to look like this here, but I do like how this side you can see the roof. I think it just adds a lot of cool detail. So for this side, we're just going to keep it the same as the walls. We're going to use the birch and the stripped birch wood to make some type of ceiling design. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that we got the ceiling done, I think it looks great. I love how it all came together, and I really do like how this roof looks like on this side. With the second floor done, I think that's all we're going to work on for the house today. I really hope you all did enjoy watching me build this. I had a lot of fun. And like I said before, as the episodes go on and we add more to the village and then eventually the city, things will change because everything's going to progressively get more and more detailed. So I really want you guys to pay attention to that. And let me know if you see anything that changes throughout the series. But with that being said, I think that's all for today's episode. So thank you all so much for joining, and make sure you come back for the next episode, because I have so much more planned for this world, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. But seriously, thank you guys so much for joining me in my new hardcore forever world. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. It really would mean the world to me. But until next time, see ya!